Welcome. Today we are eating this is what we call the yam rice. So LG maybe haven't tried this. So
Nope.
it will be interesting for him to try this. So I made a video earlier on today. And I will try to post this recipe as soon as possible. So welcome to our chat. Today we are talking about marital status. You know what is marital status? It means if you are married in Sweden, if you are divorced, if you are single, if you are, what do you call that? What is, yeah, sambu, shabu, or
Yeah, sambo, shabu.
so some of you guys have asked me about this and I didn't have the time to find out. So today we are going to ask LG because I think he seems like he should know most of the situation here in Sweden. So we are eating yam rice, so we'll be chatting. So guys, if you are watching this on replay, you still could ask questions if you are not sure about what we are talking about. So this is hopefully eatable. I have some chili sauce here if you like. This dish is very good with the chili sauce. Of course, you know, I'm an Asian. We must have a chili sauce. You want some chili sauce?
Maybe.
Just a bit on the side here,
Okay.
in case you don't like it. Okay, marital status. What is marital status? Like I said, it's married. We can start off by single people. Single who are not married. So, do you know how many people are single in Sweden? Most of the people?
No.
Men, women, you do not know, right?
No.
But do you think that it is difficult to be single?
Single in Sweden?
In Sweden?
No. Single is no difficult.
No, I mean, is it easy to find a partner? In Sweden?
Finding a partner. If you go out in the village here and look, you see lots of Swedish men with a foreigner
wife.
Yeah. And
But
most of them from Thailand.
Yeah, most of them are from Thailand. So, are you saying that those men who are looking for foreigner wife, they find it difficult to find a Swedish wife? That's why they are seeking alternative? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. But they can also have been like this, that the guy had been married before.
Yeah.
And find a partner. Or seeking a partner.
Yeah.
Foreigner
partner.
Yeah.
Why do you think they seek a foreigner partner instead of a Swedish partner?
It's very common that the guy here in Sweden is rather old.
Yeah.
And looking for a younger wife.
You want some water?
I got this.
So they're looking for a younger wife. Then to make them feel young or what?
Maybe.
Or maybe they are unwanted. No, I'm not sure. I'm not serious, okay? But I think it can be a difficult place. I mean, situation if you are over 40 and you're divorced, and if you have small kids, it can be a problem to look for a partner. Let's say for a man, all right? If he has 2 kids or 3 kids and they are small, is it easier for him to find a Swedish woman who can take over the role and help him out with 3 kids? It can be a bit tough because I feel like Swedish women are very independent.
They are very independent, yeah.
Yeah, so they are not easy to negotiate. They know what they want. I think they are more like how to say it, not independent is one word, but they want to have a say in the family, and I think that is a normal situation. They have the power, and when they have the power, they want to find somebody who is equivalent to them,
Yeah.
or if not better than them. They cannot accept somebody who are lesser, better than them, financially, maybe emotionally. So I think that could be an issue because they know what they want and they cannot compromise. They cannot say, oh, I'm going to take care of your 3 kids. You can forget it. But with an Asian woman, it's the same too, because Asian woman, like for me, myself, I come from Singapore. We are not say high demand, but then we are educated. Unless Thailand women, most of them, they are less educated, and they don't mind taking the role and responsibility,
Yeah.
and they are hardworking.
You could say that
They are hardworking for sure.
Often the Thai women want to they have maybe a difficult situation back home in Thailand, so they want to come from that situation to a better situation, and often they do, but there is also bad guys in Sweden that take them over here to Sweden and use them, and then even send them back. That's horrible.
Yeah, I've seen people who does that, but then nowadays the Swedish government stopped that. They stopped that by implementing a law, say that okay, if you want to bring in a Thailand wife or anywhere Filipino, you have to meet the criteria. You have to earn a certain amount of money every month, an income, so that it's sustainable and that you can afford to.
For the man, or
Yeah, the man has to have a certain income.
Yeah.
These days, you cannot just bring in a wife if you have no job. How are you going to support her? Because if she comes to Sweden, she will not have a job. Maybe until
it takes some time.
2-3 years when she study her Swedish language. The benefit is that when you arrive in Sweden, you get free courses. How you could educate yourself for Swedish language. So that's good, but it takes time.
It takes time, but if you learn Swedish, then low qualified works is often that's rather easy to fix. Cleaning, that's low qualified, but the job, we need the job, we need it. So
the situation,
it is said to be low qualified, but maybe in terms of education, but we need that people. So in my point of view, man or woman who has the job to clean there's no what do you say? It's as good as me.
They earn as much as you. A
Yeah,
cleaner,
probably.
earn as much as you.
Yeah.
Somebody who take care of the elderly, they earn even sometimes more than you. So I think, that's the situation. But I think the situation here in Sweden is like they take in anybody as long as they are willing to work. And even though their language is not up to the standard yet, they still accept them in the maybe elderly home
Yeah.
because
But
they need people.
that's a little bit of pity because the language is important when you have to do with people in that way. If you're cleaning, you don't
Associate with people.
no, not in that way. As if you
Yeah.
have to
As I
take care of
noticed
older
that.
people. And
But it's good life here. Of course they will not think twice. Compared to Thailand, they would want to move here, if possible. So they just need to learn how to be smart, to learn the language first. And if they
learn the
want,
language, and then
it's very, very important to learn
then
the
you have
language.
a very good chance to get a job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's for single. For people who are looking for a partner in Sweden, there are lots of sites where you could. I think nowadays the trend change. Men are actually looking for women, Swedish women in Sweden. People from Africa, from even in Europe, Spain, they are looking for Swedish women to marry. So the site is all over the internet. And surprisingly, a lot of Swedish women rather marry a foreigner than to marry a Swedish man. And why is that so? I wonder.
I don't know.
Maybe because they are tired of the Swedish men?
Maybe.
Because the Swedish men are too...
You can say that in Sweden now we are in a point that oh, I lost the thread.
You're at the point of
where you can take a parallel. Swedish men go for looking for foreign girls.
Yeah.
Now Swedish women go looking for foreign men.
Yeah.
So and the situation is not the same with a man and a woman. Because I think the women, they are so independent in Sweden, so they are equally independent as the man. So they go look for not for a man that is coming from a country that they have problems. They're looking for equal, the same status of a man as themselves. So that's I think that's a difference between the Swedish woman looking for a company abroad.
But even though the man is not maybe as the same status, but then when the men arrive, you just give them 1 year to educate themselves Swedish language, and if they are willing to take any kind of job, so when they get a job, maybe for construction job or maybe in a carpenter job, he will be earning as much as her within a shorter period of time, depending on how smart he is.
Yes, of course.
Right? So the situation is that when they get married, so they have this, it's either, for my case, it's like this. I met my ex-husband in Singapore. We got married there. And then when we moved to Sweden, I got married here too in the church. So when we divorced, we go separate way. We have the equal right to take custody of the kids. So in Sweden, I heard that the divorce rate is the highest in the whole world.
I heard that too.
Yes, you heard too. So what do you think could contribute to this issue?
Why it is?
Why is the divorce rate in Sweden is so high?
I think it's the women in Sweden are well educated,
Yeah.
so they can go separate from the man
Easily.
easily.
Yeah.
Or, usually she has work, and because it's not so difficult to get a divorce in Sweden.
Yeah.
In terms of splitting the home in money, in the cars. They often have 2 cars in the family. So so that's that's one thing that makes it easy for the woman to divorce in Sweden, because she has her job. She is well educated. She can raise the kids with the partner they divorced from.
Even though they are not educated, right? Okay, let's say if it's like me, I'm not really highly educated. Even though for my case, I find that it is much easier. Even though when I left my husband, I didn't have nothing. I remember I only have like 10,000 or maybe 15,000 crown in my bank. And when I left him, I used that money to pay for my apartment, the apartment that I bought for 13,000 crown, and I only have 2,000 left to live. And immediately I was very lucky. I got a job in an elderly home, and I start working, and it's no problem for me at all. It's just a matter of whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why the divorce rate is extremely high in Sweden. But when they divorce, now comes to the part where they divorce. So they have the equal right. What I feel like it is really good, certain country, they don't have equal rights for the children. I think Sweden, they are quite good in doing that they separate. And they always believe that it's no point live for the child. It would be very bad for the child to live under the roof with 2
people that don't like
that
each
doesn't
other.
like each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is really good. And I think they managed to educate the couples, if they are divorced, to go into counseling, that you have to think for the sake of your child. You cannot be selfish, and you have to think like this. They teach them how to be smart, so that the children will not be in the position to pay for the price of what their parents decide, how they want to live their life. So I think children here, they are brought up in a very balanced.
Often.
But again, it all depends on both parents.
Yeah, it depends on the parents.
Some parents are,
there are some parents that
very imbalanced.
Yes. And some of them won't give up the children to the other one, to the other.
Oh, really?
There is some. There are, of course.
I never come across anyone.
You and I, we are not like each other. We are 2 different persons.
You have your own kids, and I have my own kids.
But it's like that.
What do you mean?
Because because people are different. One people, can say that I want all the education of the children. I want to raise them. I don't want you to raise them.
Yeah, of course.
Of course there are that.
Oh yeah,
Of course there are that people here in Sweden too. Of course.
Maybe some parents, one part is dysfunctional, and the other one is
Yeah.
normal. So they want to take over the kids because they
Yeah,
want.
but you don't. It's not necessarily dysfunctional to make that kind of situation. It can be the mind of the person. That I want it. I don't want you to raise kids because I don't think you raise them. Can raise them. And so it's all over the world.
Do they have a lot of drugs problem here in Sweden? It's not so much, isn't it? Compared to the States. The States is more drug problem.
I cannot do that comparison because I don't know.
You see, like in doctor field, they always, maybe that is only the exception. Maybe one out of 1 million cases.
The exception.
We hope that is the case.
Yeah.
But I think also, for me, I always felt sorry for my daughter when I divorced. I don't want to divorce because of her. And, you know, it took me a very, very long time to decide, okay, now, can I go on my own? Because I really do not know whether I could get a job, whether I could afford, if I'm forced to leave the country. So it was really, really tough for me. So it took time for me to, you know, start working, meet with people, get myself educated even more adept. But, you know, you take at least 5-6 years to learn the tradition and culture. That is in the case. Shall we have a dessert here?
Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can have the dessert here. This is the dessert. Maybe we just need the two desserts spoon and 2 bowls.
What's this? Is it milk?
No, that is the coconut milk.
Coconut milk. Yeah, that is milk. Coconut
milk. No, it's not milk.
Cow milk.
Coconut is coconut.
You want a spoon?
Yeah, I want 2 dessert spoons. So we're gonna have this orni, the one I made earlier on live streaming. I really had a lot of fun making this live streaming. You can go and watch. Some of you might laugh and some might even get angry. I don't know. Okay, now we're gonna have a dessert. So this dessert is very special. I like this very much. You can try and you tell me what you think.
Then I take myself.
You just take this 1 tablespoon or 2, and then you put 2 of this. You remember these nuts that we make?
Those?
The nuts that we pick, the stems, we use a toothpick to go through.
No,
You don't remember? You have to use this one and pour, darling.
Yeah, but look here.
Yeah. So as a situation for divorcee woman can be really tough if you are a single parent, and especially if you are a foreigner. I faced a lot of setback, and it was really tough for me because I don't know who I can consult. My husband's family, they were angry with me, and I can't go to them if I have any problem because they thought that I was the one who is in fault. But anyway, it's over. But what I'm saying is that, you know, it's much difficult for a foreigner woman who are divorced than a Swedish woman, because a Swedish woman, they have a family that they can go to and seek help, and you know, they can find out information on the internet. For me, I still find that a lot of information in Swedish government department, then website, they don't have information in English.
Okay.
So it was really tough for me. And then we have this situation in Sweden. We call that the sambo and the shabu.
Sär.
Särbo.
Nej, inte skär. Sär.
Särbo. So can you explain to the audience what is the difference between a sambo and a särbo? And what is a sambo?
Now, sambo is a couple living together as married, but not married.
Sambo, like me and you.
Yeah.
We are living
Together.
together in the same roof, but we are not married.
We're not married.
So we are considered sambo.
Sambo. Yeah.
All right.
Then also you can be a pair,
Mm.
but you have your own apartments.
Mm.
But you are a couple.
Yeah.
You can even be married.
Mm. Oh, really?
And be said, yes, of course.
You can't even be married, but you want to stay separately.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it has to be
Of course you can.
unmarried. Mm-hmm.
So särbo is when you have own apartments. Maybe you can. It can also be like that. You're living in different villages or cities,
Mm.
but you're a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I got a friend now called Karin Risberg, lives in Stockholm, and her boyfriend is from USA.
Mm-hmm.
So they are Serbs.
Really?
But they're Serbs. But you can say, I think there's another word for it. Long distance förhållande. Vad heter förhållande på engelska?
Relationship.
Yeah, long distance relationship.
Okay.
So they are not really Serbs because there's a so long distance between them. But Serbo, you're a couple. You're living in different departments. So you have maybe lots of own time. Maybe you find that I really like the person, but I can't live with her or him because of something. But you don't want to end the relationship, or maybe you don't want to be sambo. You want this kind of living.
You want the relationship, but you don't want to sleep with each other. Of course, you sleep with each other. What I mean is that you don't want to stay every day together, facing each other 24 hours round the clock, right? So some people, that's why I say in Sweden, people are very independent. If they feel like, okay, I can be with you for maximum 5 hours a day. And after 5 hours, okay, I need my own time. And then I'm going home. What do you think? What do you personally think about this kind of relationship? Yeah, it's a Serbo.
I don't know. I never.
Do you think you can be a Serbo?
My late wife.
Yeah.
We were Serbs for not so long, but for a time.
You mean when?
Before Andrea was born.
Aha, okay. You mean before you already got married?
No.
You didn't get married.
No,
you were together.
We were together.
When you have kids?
No. We hadn't got kids yet.
Okay. You were together, but then you were staying apart for a very long time. For how long?
Half a year.
That's not long. Okay.
Then we moved together.
Okay. Only half a year. Okay. So to you it's a long time.
She had an own apartment. I had.
And which one would you rather be? Of course, it depends on the partner, right? If let's say if I'm a very difficult person, then you want me to be your Serbo, right?
Yeah, you can say so.
So if I'm the same, if I'm thinking that he's a difficult person, then I say, okay, let's be Serbo instead. So Sambo, Serbo, married, not married, divorced. We have covered almost everything.
Yeah. One thing we haven't covered is there's a single parent with child.
Yes, single parent with child. How about that? I said it's like my situation. It was very tough.
Yeah, small child. Yeah, child, not kid. Child, small child.
And what about that?
I don't know really because I haven't experienced it. But I can think it's tough.
It's not easy.
Not easy, but sometimes it's easier because you are so fed up with the other one. With the other one, so it's maybe easier. And it also it can be like some the other one died in any way.
That one is the toughest one.
Yeah, that's the toughest.
If a couple is divorced, because they cannot stand each other, and of course the children pay for the price. It's not easy for the child. But I think in Sweden we did quite a good job that we educate both parents to take care of the needs of the child first. Put the child in the first position first. But I also feel like Swedish people nowadays, they are also putting themselves in the first position, because it is also important that you take care of the parent of your child, right?
Yeah.
In the right way.
In the right way, yes.
So it's not that easy, I could say. So that is the marital status. And what about people who are okay? I have these difficulties when I first come to Sweden. I look at the newspaper and I saw the advertisement of people getting married, and I was shocked when I saw this married photograph with children. They already have children that are already maybe 18 years old, some of them maybe 10 years old, and then they have like a bunch of children, their own children, and they didn't get married until where they reached a stage whereby they decided, okay, after 15 years I'm married to this woman and I have like 5 kids, and then I decided to get married to her. Why is that so?
It can be like that. They thought that they didn't have the economy to get married.
It's not
No,
expensive
it
here.
isn't. But maybe it's the way that they wanted a big wedding, and if you want that, you have to have money. And maybe they didn't have that money.
But do you know?
In the early days.
If I tell you how much I spent on my wedding, I don't think so you would believe it. I spent only 2,000 crown, which is just about 400 Singapore dollars, to marry my ex-husband.
And he accepted it.
And you see, if you order a place in the church, right? It just costs, I think it was like $100 Singapore dollars, 700 crown, 500 crown, and then you can rent this place at the church. They call it the Versammling, like the one that I organized the funeral. And you can use all the facility there. They have a very big kitchen. You can use all the porcelain, the glass, at $100. You can spend a whole day there. You can even set up the day before, and it's just 500 crown. And then we didn't get a caterer. We just said, okay. My mother-in-law, she was very helpful. She said, okay, don't worry about the food. We will pay for the food. So she made cakes, like 5 cakes. We have quite a lot of people. We have about 50 guests, and she made cakes like this big. I think 2 or 3, and then we have a few guests who bring some cakes also. And then we have very, very simple food like the smaragos torta, the one that I make on my live streaming or maybe video. That's it. And the cost of everything, she told me, is about 1,500 crown. And the costume that I wear for my wedding dinner is actually very cheap. It's just $20 Singapore dollar.
I rented it.
No, I didn't rent it. I bought it when I was in Singapore. And I went to this boutique that was closing down. And then they have this like ball boutique, where you can buy really cheap, nice gown for nothing. So I saw this dress and I like it, and then she said, okay, you can have it for 20. I said, okay, I'll wear that for my wedding. And then my hair, I only asked somebody, a friend of mine, to help me. And the makeup,
Yeah.
she did it for me. Of course, the bouquet was maybe 250 crown. So I think easily 2,500 crown you can get married. That is about 500 Singapore dollars you can
That's
get
20
married.
years ago.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago. But now, I don't think so Swedish people spend that kind of money either.
No. You see, in 1988
Yeah.
in Sweden, there was a boom of marriage because the government had decided that you couldn't have widow
Money.
money if you weren't married after 1988. So
Okay.
there were lots of people who was married. Even I did it on my late wife's birthday. On her birthday, we had decided to get married, and of course, it come people, friends to us, and visited, and we hadn't told them that we are going to marry. Oh, we have to do something. So we took the car, left them at home, went to the city, get married, and got home. and we didn't put on the rings, so they didn't know what we were doing.
So they are married for the benefits, not because they really love each other. You heard that?
Because the money for the petrol back and back.
Yeah.
And there was two ways of getting married: a long one and a short one. The short one was 30 seconds, and the long one was 45 seconds.
What do you mean the long one and the short one?
It was the words he told us. It
The
was
law.
No, long.
The wording.
Yeah, the words.
Uh-huh.
The short one was a few words, and the longer one was a few words more.
So he asked you, well, you want the long one or you want the short one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. That was very fun.
Yeah.
But I find that it is amazing. When I first moved here, I saw the advertisement. I was shocked. I said, "Oh, you mean after 20 years then they decided to get married? But why? Why then?" So why? Can you explain why?
I don't
Like
know.
you said, not financial problem.
Maybe
You say
it can
it's
be that,
but-
but it is not necessary that way. I don't know. Maybe they wanted
In paper.
no, yeah, when they got older. From the beginning, maybe they didn't really know how it was going to develop the relationship.
So they don't want to take the trouble to divorce and then go
Yeah.
through so much.
But it's better to be married
Yeah.
for both of them financially, and even if you are not if you have an argument about the children, so it's better to be married because the law says something about how to split the children and so on. So it is better to be married if you want to split, if you have kids, because the financial situation will be better for both of them, and so but in Sweden it's not so difficult if you don't marry either, but it can be very difficult in some countries where the woman's situation is not as good as in Sweden, where the woman will have nothing if they divorce or go separate ways, or maybe they have to be married because the law says you have to marry. But so in Sweden, it's not so difficult to not be married, but it's better to be married if you have children together. It stabilizes the economical situation, and it's also that if you're married and the apartment you have, it can be in that way that the husband had bought it, then they became a couple, they married, get children, and later on they decide to divorce, and the
Property.
if you go to court, they say the apartment she must have because she got she needs it because of the children.
Yeah. So he can kick the husband out of the apartment.
No,
Is that what
he
you
can't.
want? So they have to sell the apartment.
No, they can say you can't sell it because she needs the apartment.
Ah, okay.
Because the situation here is now you can't find any apartments. You can find a very small apartment, but she needs the bigger one. So he has to go and buy the small one and leave the big one to the wife because she needs it.
Yeah, of course. If she have children to raise the children, you can't let her stay on the street, right?
Of course.
So again, I was saying Swedish people, they don't propose to you for marriage. In America, you can meet somebody even on internet. I see the 90 days where finance. They have 90 days to decide whether they want to marry. I think to American people, marriage is really big thing. But to me, I find that the Swedish people, they don't look at marriage as some really big thing, but they look at it as a way of convenience.
Yes, convenience.
Convenient paper, and right? Am I right to say that?
You're right.
So don't propose, okay, to a Swedish person. They will say no. If you are new in a relationship, never propose. All right, it will come to a time because for us, we are somehow, I think women are more well protected compared to the men. I feel the law is more towards the woman than towards the man. Right? So I hope you guys enjoy this discussion. We like to know what you think about our discussion today. Send us in the comment. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. We try to do more of this kind of conversation because I notice we are lacking of time to let you guys know more about Sweden, and this is the chance. So we hope you can join us in our live streaming. We cannot do every day. We will try to do it as often when we have a chance. The reason why I wanted to come here to eat and talk is because I felt like we always eat in front of the television and then we don't talk to each other. And then when we eat we are just looking at the television all the time. We're not even looking at each other. So this is a way where we could kill 2 birds or 3 birds. One is to live streaming, 2 is to spend time together and to eat a proper meal together without stress, nothing. So I think this is quite good too. And then I eat lesser in front of the television. You notice that?
And we will do it every day. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you say I'm eating too much. Okay, guys, we have to go. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you in our next live streaming.
Bye-bye.
When? I don't know. We'll see it when time is appropriate. But do remember, okay? Bye-bye. To subscribe. And don't forget to put the bell notification on, because if you don't put it on, your telephone will not ring the minute when we go on live. Okay? See you. Bye-bye.
See you. 44 minutes.